Welcome, and thank you for joining us for today's Dealer On webinar, how to get more ROs in sales than ever before from your service drive. My name is Eliana Raggio, and I'll be your moderator today. And today's webinar is being presented by Dealer On. And for anyone who isn't familiar with Dealer On, well, we're an award-winning website development company and digital agency, and we're best known for our amazing search engine optimization, the absolute best customer service, and the highest converting website designs in the industry, including the brand new Chameleon responsive website platform. We're so committed to lead conversion, optimization, and customer service that Dealer On is still the only company in the industry to offer a money-back lead guarantee program. So, does your website company guarantee you a 50% lift in leads or your money back? Yeah, I didn't think so. Maybe you should check us out at dealeron.com and check out our gorgeous brand new Dealer On website. Hey, I also want to let you know, Dealer On will be exhibiting and presenting at the upcoming NADA convention in San Francisco tomorrow. So if you're going to be there, please, you got to stop by the booth. It's 5552W. That's 5552 West. And say hi. I'm going to be there. I'd love to meet you, take a picture with you. Seriously, we have the best booth around. And while you're getting your NADA on, please check out the speaking sessions from these amazing Dealer On executives. Also, our friends at Automotive are going to be exhibiting at NADA, so don't forget to stop by their booth too. Guess what? They're right around the corner from us. They're going to be at 5758W. That's 5758 West. And it's going to be a great time, so we hope to see you there. And we have a great show in store for you today. We're very pleased to have the one and only Tammie LeBlue as our presenter today. Tammie LeBlue is now the National Dealer Developer for Automotive. She is the leading Automotive is the leading provider of marketing solutions for effective and profitable customer relationship management at the dealer level. Tammie has accomplished a lot in her almost 20 years of experience in sales. One of her biggest successes was selling 400 units in 2011 and then being dubbed Nissan's #2 salesperson in the nation. After beating her personal best, Tammie was quickly ushered into management where she ran the top performing internet sales team for Nissan in the country. Most recently, she was a special featured speaker at Jim Ziegler's Internet Battle Plan. She received a standing ovation for her dynamic and stirring presentation, and Tammie can be reached at tammieLeBlue@gmail.com. I'm a fan. Now, during the presentation...
I'm a fan of yours, too.
You're so sweet. During the presentation, if you have any questions, please use the question feature located on the corner of your screen to submit them. At the end of the presentation, we're going to answer those questions of general interest. If we're unable to get to your question live, don't worry. We're going to try and respond to you by email later today. Also, don't forget, a link to download a copy of this webinar recording is also going to be emailed to you later today for your reference. Please feel free to share it with friends and colleagues. And guess what? Our good friends at Autoloop are giving away a great prize today on the webinar. 2 of you lucky webinar attendees are going to be winning 60 days of Autoloop Quote for free. Autoloop Quote is the most powerful product today to target equity sales opportunities with true offers while they're being serviced in your lane. And they also email these offers to the opportunities with industry-leading and compelling sales offers. It's a simple and easy-to-use tool made specifically to convert more service to sales than ever before. This is a great prize for your dealership. This prize is valued at $3,200, and we're giving away 2 of them. But you have to be on the live broadcast to win it. So stay tuned. You could be one of those people walking away with this amazing prize today. Also, at the conclusion of the webinar, you're going to receive a short survey, so please fill it out. We're always looking for great feedback from our audience. Today we're going to randomly select a couple of people from all the completed surveys to also win some Google prizes. So let's get started. Let's learn how to get more ROs and sales than ever before from your service drive. Tammie, how the heck are you? It's so great to have you back on my show. I love having you here.
Thank you so much. It's exciting.
This must be exciting for you. You got out of the dealer side after 2 decades.
A long time.
A long time.
A long time.
And now you're on the vendor side. So this is great because you're one of those rare people who really, really knows what the average dealer salesperson goes through and can really help
Absolutely.
them from the vendor side. So I'm loving this, and I know that there's lots of dealers out there who want to know how to sell more from the service drive. So I'm excited about this. Please, at any time now, start off. Tell people what we're going to be learning about today. I know you have a lot of information to get to.
Well, I mean, it's all about sales, naturally. How can we increase unit counts for profit and put customers in the front door and keep them in the back door? It's been interesting for me to figure out because, in my success, I was the internet director and then internet director over both stores. So my thing was about how to draw the customer in, through the internet, through social media. But what Autoloop does, and this is the new company that I'm at, and I just love it, and Autoloop is about retention through engagement. And they believe, and which I have to say they, it's me now, we believe that once we bring the customer in that front door, it's key to keep the customer in our brand and in our automobiles. So it's about how to increase your RO count, keeping your customer in your service department, and just make them a part of your family. So it will increase your sales. It will increase your service. It will increase your dollars that you make on your ROs, and it just makes for happier customers, higher CSI, and we've been very successful with it. And I really, Eliana, I believe in it with all my heart. So it's exciting to be a part of it. Are you there? Eliana?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Your mic didn't get you.
Yeah, I wanted to say, I know you are one of those people, you don't speak hollow words. If you really believe in something, you let everyone else know about it. So I'm really, really excited. So tell everyone the kinds of things, what do we have in store for today? What are the kinds of things we're going to be learning about?
What we're going to learn is to understand the opportunity. And what that means is, do dealers understand the opportunities that are just going out the back door? Because they are. And then how to sell units from your drive, which is a really big deal. And then your methods for more appointments and ROs, which today's market is an appointment-driven market. Appointments for sales, appointments for service, and just continue to have the customer to come in through your store. And then definitely driving your service traffic with your CRM. I don't know how many of you know Jim Ziegler. Love Jim Ziegler. He posted something on LinkedIn the other day about it. It's a CRM-dominated industry right now. So it's really huge what we're doing with CRMs. And then go over everything. And if anybody has any questions and answers, I'll field all that for you at the end.
Yes, and audience, please send in your questions. I'll be holding most of those till the end. And also, if you're going to tweet out, I'd love it if you could make sure to attach me on there. I'm at Eliana Raggio. You can also use the hashtag DealerOnWebby because I'd love to find out what you said. All right, Tammie, take it away.
Okay. So a little of a backstory of how I got here and where I'm at today, which I've been, in and out of the car industry since 1992, which I took my first job at Lexus. For those of you that know me, my story is a driving force of what I do today, and I give God the glory for everything in my life, 100%. I truly believe I couldn't have accomplished what I did without that main key in my life. But I literally came back to work 5 years ago after a life-changing event for me, where I just made a decision that I wasn't going to be that person anymore, and I wanted to change my life, and I did. And I turned my life back over to the Lord, and the car business is the venue that He put back in my life to bring me to this task. And so for 3 years, I just killed it selling cars, 240, 278, and then 400 and a half. And I was second in the nation for Nissan. And after that, they began to try to duplicate the process of what I was doing because, Eliana, I come from a small town, Bossier City, population 62,000. So just imagine if we can draw that in there and sell that type of cars in that small of a market, what you can do in a large city like San Francisco, New Jersey, New York, anywhere that someone applies themselves, you can create those type of numbers. And we've proven that it can be done. And then I actually started speaking in these events, Internet Battle Plans, super conferences, and a few other digital dealer I've spoken at. And so what we really believe is that you have to bring the customer in the front door, use your CRM to keep your customer, and it's super exciting what's going on in my life today. After I was second in the nation in 2012, they made me an internet director, and what I did was bring 5 girls in, and we called them the Smart Car Girls. Have you seen any of their videos, Eliana?
Oh my gosh, they're adorbs.
So these 5 girls never sold cars before, sold 100 units a month on the internet. 99 actually was the most they ever hit, but we were running anywhere from 80 to 99. Putting 270,000 worth of variable gross up on the board for 92 units one month was huge for us. And these little girls making 160 grand a year, and they've never done it before. And so what we learned that you can duplicate the process. That you need a dynamic person that knows how to bring the customer into the store, and then you duplicate that and pass that off with the 5 girls. We did it for 2 years in a row, and then they moved me to another store. So I was actually juggling 2 stores at one time, doing the internet, and really marrying my CRM. I'm huge CRM. I believe you have to use your CRM. So that's how I got to be here. And because I was one of the #1 users, period, of car research in the country. That's just a fact. I believed in it. I used it. They kind of reached out to me, and then car research was bought by Automotive, and I got to meet some really great individuals, Tony Petroselli, Patrick Kelly, and these guys, started talking to me about it, and I was working so many hours that I started to entertain it because I'm going to be a grandmother. I'm going to have a little grand boy in May, so I want to be there, and I want some, more time at home.
Congratulations!
Thank you so much. His name is Owen James LeBlue. I'm really excited about it, and Joseph and Katie are getting married, so it's important. My family's important, but the most important thing, and what I'm excited about, is how much I love dealers, and I get to literally do my passion. My passion and what I believe in is CRM and retention through engagement. And what we're doing here at Autoloop is making your customers for life. And those are the dealerships that are going to be successful. So that's how I got here, and that's what we're doing today. So a big thing for Autoloop is your lost opportunities on the service lane, or just how absolutely huge they are. And why do you think dealers come to NADA? They're all looking for something, right? Because something's not working, but we're always trying to sell more cars. I mean, that's the main thing. But the average service department, they're not using it. As I've been in here, Eliana, I started October the 1st, and I've sold, some dealers, and we've gone in with the equity mining tool, and you really have to stay on top of this. And so how are we losing it? And it's important to get your service alerts from your CRM, because it's not that they're not set up, they're just ignored. I don't think they're being handled properly. So you have to inspect what you expect, or you're not going to get results, right? That's important. I mean, if you think that you're just going to hand it off to somebody and you don't go back and continue to inspect it and make sure that they're doing it, they're not going to. A product is only as good as its user. For me, car research was great for me, but I used it, right? So that's a really big deal. Coordination with the sales department is poor. Salespeople and service writers producing, they're not getting exciting results, except for there's some people. There's a guy that uses Autoloop selling 65 cars a month out of the service drive. How many of you would like to do that?
Wow, that's
what do you think?
That's like 2 cars a day if he works every day. Wow.
And guess what hours he works, Eliana?
I have no idea.
7:30 to 5 o'clock. So that's that's time management, which is a really big deal if you're going to be successful in this business. Is managing your time to make sure that when you're there that you're optimizing. If your customers are already in your service drive, what a great opportunity to go visit with them, engage them, ask them to come in, and do a payment review and test drive. You literally lose 15% of total monthly sales out of the service department because they're just not being monitored. No one is going back there. And now what Autoloop does, we have a product called Quote, which is one of the prizes that we're giving away, which is huge because it prints out a nice presentation, and you go sit down with the customer. And for me, I would say, hey, Mr. Customer, just wanted to do a payment review and a test drive with you while you're sitting here in service today. And it gives them an option. So let's just say that they have a 2009 car in service, and they come in and they're going to do $800 worth of work. What Autoloop's Quote product does is says that if you don't decide to pay today, because if you traded, we're going to lower your payment $42. You're going to get a 2015 Altima, just like the 2009, right? Or we can upgrade you in equipment. Your payment, may go up $10, but it gives them options. So what you do is you take the customer on the drive, and you let them taste it, smell it, feel it, see it, and then when you get back, you present them with a letter. And the letter says that if they don't buy today, that within 30 days, if they come back in, we'll honor a refund on the service ticket, right, up to 30 days. 50% of those customers come back in and buy within 30 days. It's strong. The numbers are really strong. So that's really exciting. Getting back to lost opportunities on the service lane, ROs lost from the phone. The average dealership answers the phone 1/6 of the time. I don't know how many of you on here, but how many of you call a dealership and you can't get to the service department? That's frustrating. Customers still call for service. Online appointments account for 10% of appointments. So if your customer's calling, just like when you call, why do you call the dentist? Why do you call the beautician? You call to get an appointment to come in. But over 60% of inbound calls are not seeking service, right? They're status checks. They call. They ask for a specific rider. They want hours and direction. And, you know, most of the time those calls are not routed to the right person. So what happens the other 30 to 40% of the time? It says appointments that are not scheduled in a service drive, an average of up to 40% of the time was speaking with an advisor. So we're losing appointments, right? Appointments are going out the back door. Eliana, you there?
I am. I was just waiting for you to finish your statement.
I'm sorry. It's a poll question.
Yes, audience, this is your first of 2 poll questions. It's on the screen now. We'd love to know what's happening at your dealership. We want to know, what percentage of your monthly unit sales opportunities in the service drive do you currently capitalize on to make sales? We want to know. Please select one of the following answers. Do you believe that you're capitalizing on 90 to 100%, so almost all of the sales opportunities that come through your service drive? Are you hitting almost all of them? Are you hitting 70 to 90%? Do you think maybe it's more like 50 to 70%? Is it less than 50%? Or the final answer is always, I know I should know, but I just don't know. Okay.
Wow.
So we want to know. By the way, we did have, while we're waiting for those votes to come in, Bill wrote in, and he said, what kind of volume is the dealership where the guy sells 60 cars a month? And by the way, AJ Maida wrote in, and he says, you don't look like a grandma. I have to agree with that one. So.
Oh, hey, for 48, I'll take that compliment. Absolutely. Thank you, AJ. But the volume for the car dealership, I want to say they were selling 300 units a month. But that's huge. Eliana, that blew my numbers out of the water.
Yeah.
The guy was so good. He now works for Automotive. But, yeah, but it was huge. I mean, it was crazy and really great to meet the person. We brought him on to Automotive, too. I mean, and this guy knows how to use the tool. I mean, for me, we signed up when I actually resigned with Or Nissan. Stephen Bell signed up the stores just to, you know, for good measure the day that I resigned. And he's my first sale, was my dealer, Stephen Bell. Loved it. And so I put them in the store, and we pulled up how many customers were in equity for Tammie LeBlue. Right then it was 732. I was like, God, I could have sold 60 by myself this month. I really, you know, it gave me chill bumps because I knew just from looking at it what could happen. You know, those customers had already bought cars from me, some of them multiple times, and those customers are priceless. I have a customer in San Francisco. She's from my hometown. She's bought 6 cars from me. They're coming to NADA just to see me. So I love customers like that. Absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, audience, thank you so much for your votes. We're going to close this poll and share the results with you. Okay, no one on this call, everyone on this call admits that they are not doing 90 to 100% of those opportunities. They're not capitalizing on them. But that being said, 9% of today's audience, 9%, said that they're doing pretty good. They're doing 70 to 90% of those opportunities they think they're hitting.
Wow.
5% of today's audience say that they're doing about 50 to 70%. Now, the majority, close to 60%, 59% of today's audience admit that they're hitting less than 50% of the opportunities that are coming through their service drive. And I don't know if you're going to be surprised by this or not, but 27% of today's audience said that they really just don't know how many opportunities they're missing through their service drive.
Oh, my gosh. Every day, 2 to 3 sales a day. Wow. That's amazing.
So
which is good news for me on my new career because they definitely need Automotive, Eliana.
Well, so now wait a minute. Let me just get this straight. You're saying that the average dealership has, on average, 2 to 3 service sales opportunities that come through the service drive every single day.
Every day to sell a car.
And
if utilizing the product correctly, they can. Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
And I can show you how to do that. Our product works. It definitely does.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Keep going.
Okay. So now, unit sales. How to get those unit sales from your service drive today, which I think that's kind of what we've been talking about more than your RO counts. But, and we probably should touch on that too, but your service drive unit sales are most often left to service writers. I know for me, when I was selling, I owned the service department. I would walk in the back, and every service writer and every mechanic, I give you a $100 spiff if you bring me a customer today, right? So I realized a long time ago the opportunity that was there. So you got to have good salespeople that make your relationships with the customers and with your service writers. It just worked for me. I mean, I was really great at it. I can tell you, I could tell a big difference when I came off the floor, and some of the other salespeople that had competed with me for years went to the back and started to get some service business, and my girls were losing service business. I would see customers that were mine walking through with another salesperson. I'm like, what is going on? So I know that opportunities are missed because people don't pay attention to that. What is the key, though, that we're trying to do every day, Eliana? We're trying to get a customer to come in through the front door for a sale. So how many of your salespeople, 90% of them wait on the up bus out front, right? Or maybe 70 today wait on the up bus, but they're still out there, right? Your service drive already has the customer with a scheduled appointment. So how huge is that? You know what? It's important. That's one of the best ways to get business in the dealership, and it's just right there in the back. The next one says the approach for sales should be to dedicate phone, email, and other salesperson resources to making these sales happen. So what we've done when we hired and signed up Automotive at the Orr store in Bossier was dedicate one specific person. Now, I can't say that I think that he's done a great job. I hope he's on here because he could do 40 a month out of there if he tried. He's really a talented person. But they're not. You can even, what I love about Automotive is I can go in my stores and say how many times they printed the presentation and know if they're doing their job. So again, you have to inspect what you expect, because if you want those 30 to 45 cars out of the service drive, you have to monitor your salespeople. It says with the right effort and tools, 20 or more extra unit sales a month can come from a busy service drive. I think, depending on how many ROs you write a month out of the service drive for a store like Orr Nissan in Bossier, I think 40 to 45 every month, right? Me personally. It's just the easiest step to let every service customer know you, and you market for your services, for your vehicles. It says, do you have a sign or a better lighted scrolling marquee in the waiting area prompting them to ask? For Automotive, it talks about an upgrade. So they put a little tag in the car. So when the customer gets in the car, it literally says, to speak to somebody, ask about our upgrade event, which is a huge thing. I mean, a lot of customers are disheartened when they come in with some of their cars and they just had to pay a $400 or $300 ticket, and you take them in a brand new nice 2015 while they wait, and then they come back and go drive that '09 home. You think within the next 48 hours, maybe they can tell their husband, hey, we can drop our payment $40 for a better car. How many of you think they will do that? They will. You just have to have someone trained, a trained representative that knows the product and can present it in the back. And it really is a great opportunity. It says, how many of you have rental agencies in your drive? If they can rent cars from the service drive feed, then why can't you sell them a car instead? Of course you can. I mean, you just can. They have salespeople in or near your lane. How many of you are watching what your salespeople do every day? Are they walking to the back? Even if you don't have a quote tool installed, are they going to the back and talking to your customers, making sure they have donuts and coffee, and engaging them about the automobiles that they are in your service drive with? Make a simple and low-pressure introduction. I think it's a soft sell, Eliana. It is not a hard close. I've really found that the customer, it's more of a visit, but you're missing the, if you don't ask them to buy today, you should always ask the customer to buy today. If offers are hard to produce, tools exist to help improve. And a true equity offer emails after the visit. I mean, we collect emails, and that's how we keep in touch with the customers. And then we get an equity appointment set, which is great. a true equity call after they leave, and you're just calling to say, just a reminder, I wanted to see what you thought, if you wanted, possibly to lower your payment or possibly upgrade. You're driving a Nissan Rogue right now. Let's put you in a Nissan Pathfinder with some more equipment, and your payments only go up $62. So it's not just about an equity position. I mean, it's a truly mining tool. It's a gold mine, personally, I think it is, just to get customers to be in there. Your grosses can also be 20 to 30% higher on average on your units sold like that. So how many people you think would like that, right? ROs from the phone, who runs your service drive? It says service writers will many times control appointments, and I know in a lot of stores that I've been in, they do. From inbound calls, while they're actually busy trying to take care of a customer, they're responsible to answer that telephone too, and it isn't always a good example. I know I've tried to get back to service, and I even worked in the store and couldn't get back there and was having some issues with my all-wheel drive slip, and I couldn't get them to pick up the telephone, and that's extremely frustrating, and I work there. So can you imagine, how customers feel that just call in, that have no, personal relationship like that? They probably get pretty frustrated. So it's important. As important as it is to sell the customer the new unit, it's just that important to take care of the customer in the back. So appointment times available for afternoon each day. They're often pushed to other days for light afternoons, but how many of you think they don't ever get to the appointments because they don't ever get the phone call? So we're really missing a lot of opportunity with that. And some of them, if you don't get that appointment right then, the writer doesn't reschedule it. You'd be surprised if you've ever listened in on some of it, that they're not rescheduling. Your small service jobs are pushed out weeks, and that's just so you can leave room for the really big jobs. So you really have to think, and that goes back to the top of this page, who runs your service drive? Are you letting the service writers run the service drive? That could be dangerous. General neglect from phones turned off, turned down, or unplugged. We lose appointments out the back door. It's very important as the service director, and I'm really learning, Eliana, from this, because Autoloop can help in sales, and it definitely brings sales to the table, but it's more of a service tool. And so what's going on in that service department? Are we turning people out of Hondas, Toyotas, or are you bringing in the customers and getting out of the brands and then losing them through the service department in the back? What we need to do is capture them in the back and keep them there from the first oil change to the first set of tires. So you just have to take control of the phone and the appointments. I mean, how many of you go to the dentist appointment? These guys are brutal on their appointments and calling. They're offended if you miss your appointment. Appointments for service are the simplest business call that a dealer gets. It's just like scheduling a doctor's appointment. I mean, their car's sick, they need to bring it in. That's very true. The answer is a dedicated service BDC, right? A lot of people are trying to bring in sales BDCs, which are great. But your first attempt should really be a service BDC, because if we're capturing these service customers in the back, then there are your equity opportunities, just trading them out of the service cars into your new products, which are huge. And I believe in that a lot. Of the 40% of the calls that are customers actually wanting appointments, a good BDC will set appointments on average of 92 to 95% of the time or more. That's freaking huge. It's just huge. I mean, you want that appointment. Simple BDC reps can easily handle these calls and put more money into your service drive this month. I mean, you can increase profit from the front to the back with this product. It's amazing. And now it looks like it's time for another poll question, Eliana.
Yes, it is. Okay, audience, this is your second and last poll question. It is on the screen now, and we want to know, what percentage of service phone calls at your dealership do your writers actually answer? Oh, this is an interesting question. So what percentage of service phone calls do your writers actually answer? Please select one of the following. Is it 90 to 100%, 70 to 90%, 50 to 70%? Do you think it's less than 50%? Again, I should know this, but I don't know this. All right, you want to know what's happening at your dealership. What percentage of service phone calls do your writers actually answer? Let's see. Now, we're still waiting for some votes to come in. So, audience, I want to thank you in advance for getting out the vote. That's what the young kids call it, right? Getting out the vote?
Right, getting out the vote. Coming about that time, too.
Oh, no, don't say that.
It is. What is it, a year away? Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, it's too soon. It's too soon. I feel
Too
like
soon.
we just got rid of all of those political ads. I hate the I wouldn't mind so much if there wasn't so many political ads. But that's just me. Okay, so audience, thank you so much for your votes. We're going to close this poll and share the results. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
All right. Only 10% of today's audience believed that their writers answered 90 to 100%, that they were almost perfect in answering the service phone calls. All right? A third of today's audience said that they believe their writers answer about 70 to 90% of the service calls, which is really wonderful.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Now we have an even 19%, 19%, 19% for the last three answers. 50,
Wow.
70%, less than 50%, and again, 19% of today's audience said that they don't know the answer to this question. Does that help you out, Tammie? Is that what you're expecting?
Yeah, most people, it's like that across the board, just from what I've seen. I've been in a lot of dealerships, so I think that's about right.
Okay, great. All right, the screen is back to you.
The next one is about the CRM is for the service drive too. So I don't know how many stores are utilizing their CRM for email blasts about service at the beginning of every month and track the RO inside your CRM. This is a real money maker, and it's usually very easy to do. So you can isolate your targets to things like zip codes, you know, close to the dealership, sold but never serviced customers, serviced but never sold customers, parts customers, etc. This is huge, huge stuff going on right now. The RO can be tracked inside the CRM, you know, for who opened it, for service for the month. So really exciting information, and it truly helps. OEMs often support this work with the co-op that can bring larger outside email houses in to help. If so, use it. I mean, this is really big. How many of you, which I know it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but how many of you want to retain your customer? This type of stuff is critical. It works well in conjunction with your DMS too. So really, really exciting. You can sell 20-plus units a month from your service drive. That's huge. Okay? The phone is your #1 business link in service and the easiest to start. Your CRM is also for driving service business, not just for sales. The right tools used the right way can greatly help you. This is suggested, reads, blogs, how to cash in on your DMS data. There's incoming, why every phone call should be treated as a mission critical, and it should be. All phone calls should be treated as mission criticals. Any customer on the line is mission critical. About Engage, call center for service, and Ward's Auto, dealership service department marketing sputters. So you guys can go look at some of that and get some information. And now it looks like it's time for questions, Eliana.
Yes, it is. Now, audience, if you haven't gotten your question in for Tammie yet, now would be a great time to do so. Please send it on in. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And we're going to get to your questions in just a moment. Before we do that, though, we got some business to take care of. I hope you guys were listening, and I hope you figured out the answers to these questions we have, because it's that time. If you missed it at the beginning of the webinar, I announced that our good friends at Autoloop are giving away a great prize today on the webinar. 2 of you lucky webinar attendees are going to be winning 60 days of Autoloop Quote for free. Autoloop Quote is the most powerful product today to target equity sales opportunities with true offers while they're being serviced in your lane. And they also email those offers to the opportunities with industry-leading and compelling sales offers. It's simple. It's easy to use. It's a tool made specifically to convert more service to sales than ever before. It's a great prize for your dealership. Each prize is valued at $3,200. So get ready. I know, right? Get ready. Yeah. Get to your keyboards. First person to write in the correct response is going to be winning one of these awesome prizes today. You have 2 chances to win. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. I hope you guys were paying attention. Now, vendors, if you're out there, I know you are, please sit this one out. This prize is intended for dealership personnel who would like to try out this offering from Autoloop risk-free. We would really, really look forward to hearing that. Okay, here we go, everyone. Good luck. here's your first question. I hope you remember Tammie saying this because I was listening for it and she did say it. Okay. On average, what fraction of the time are the dealership phones answered correctly? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, the very first person who wrote in said it right. Savannah Padilla, you are a winner today, my girl. Savannah, I am writing down Savannah, 2 N's. Okay, Savannah Padilla. All right, Savannah, write in. Congratulations. Write in. Let me know what dealership you're from. She had the correct response of 1/6 of the time. Congratulations, awesome. Savannah. You're a winner. Savannah's going to write in right now and tell me what dealership she's from. Oh, here we go. She's from Garber Buick. I have no idea where that is, but congratulations, Savannah. You are a winner today.
Congratulations. Yeah, that's awesome.
You are going to hear directly from our friends at Autoloop about your awesome prize, $3,200 prize. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, she's in Saginaw, MI. What's MI?
Michigan.
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 Ah. All right, fantastic. All right, here's your second chance to win, everyone. Best of luck, all right? Again, this is for 60 days of Autoloop quote. Here we go. What tool for sales is very useful for the service drive, but most often neglected? That's an easy question. That was too easy, but you know what? Matthew Heath, you are the first person to write in the correct response. I love these. I've never heard these names before. This is great.
I know. That is great.
Matthew Heath, you are the winner today. His correct response, of course, was CRM. And, of course, what we were looking for also, Tammie had mentioned earlier, you think that the service drive should be sending out email blasts, right, Tammie?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. There you go. All right. So, Matthew Heath, what dealership are you from so we can give you proper congratulations? And thank you, audience, everyone, for playing along with us today. I hope you had fun. And don't worry, we give out prizes every week. So if you didn't win today, don't worry. Come back next week. We have more prizes. Matthew Heath says he's from Parkway of Wilmington. Congratulations.
Oh, wow.
So Savannah, Matthew, you're both winners. Thank you, everyone, for playing along. Congratulations to the winners. And, of course, we want to thank our good friends at Autoloop for their incredible generosity. All right, Tammie, if you're ready for some questions from the audience, hey, where are you going?
Absolutely.
Put it back a slide.
Slide? Oh, I'm sorry.
All right,
sorry.
audience, if you need to get in touch with Tammie, here's all of her contact information. Of course, you can always follow her, too, on her Twitter feed at Tammie LeBlue. Okay. Your first question comes to you from Bill. Bill actually had a few questions for you.
Okay.
Bill, first of all, he wanted to know, can you show the slide with the blogs again?
Yes.
Okay, great. So those are the suggested reading resources for you to find out some more information on this subject.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, Bill's question for you is, at this point, my dealership won't buy a data mining tool. I know, they won't. Well, some people, some dealerships.
If you could sell one car through the service drive, it pays for itself.
Okay, I got you. That's just somebody, you need to talk to that dealer. Okay, but
absolutely.
That's not the point. The point is.
Tell Bill to instant message me on Facebook who he works for, and I'll get him equity mining in his store.
Okay. Well, he says, we use Car Research XRM. Any ideas?
Yes.
Any ideas on how to use it to find equity customers?
Absolutely. I can tell him that too. Car Research, if you're in the XRM, has a very mini version of this. Autoloop actually owns Car Research now, and after, actually today, we're rolling out some new CRM stuff. So it will become Autoloop CRM. So I will definitely, Bill, be coming to your dealership. You're one of our customers already. But if I had Car Research pulled up, what I'd like for him to do is contact me after the show, and I'll walk him through it. There is an equity tool in Car Research that he can look in there, and it's going to say your customer that bought 2 years ago is actually in the service drive right now or is coming in the morning. It looks like that they've paid off their financing. It looks like they can get another car just like the one they're driving. So there is a small version of that in Car Research. So, yes, I can walk him through that. If he will instant message me, I will reach out to him.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Well, Bill, I think you should take her up on it. All right. So good luck with that, Bill. And
my cell number's on there too. Bill, if you'll call my cell, I'll be more than happy to help you do that.
yes. And we do have to cut this webinar short, so we are going to end on time today. So take down the contact information for Tammie. Now, Tammie is at no. Where are you going?
Oh, okay.
Tammie is at NADA right now. So,
yes, I am.
So if she can't get back to you right away, she will get back to you as soon as she can. Tammie, you're having speaking sessions at the booth? Is that it?
No, not speaking at NADA. I've got Tampa, Florida coming up for speaking, but not speaking here yet.
Ah, okay. So, Bill, thank you so much. Great question. Next question comes to you from Sharpie. Sharpie wants to know, does your quote tool work with CRMs that aren't AutoLoop?
100%. 100%.
Like all of them?
All of them. Every one of them. Integrates with all of them.
All right.
Absolutely.
Dave wrote in, on average, how many extra cars could I sell?
For Dave Sharp?
No, different Dave.
Oh, a different Dave. Ask him how many cars is he selling right now. And ask him how many hours a day does he truly work, and I'll tell him.
Well, you heard it, Dave.
True.
That's true. It's true. Okay. Well, while I'm waiting and Sharpie wrote in, impressive answer. AJ wrote in, well, I won't say what word he wrote, but he wrote, I love her. He's an adjective in there. Let's just say that. Okay.
I love him too.
Okay, last couple of questions. AJ says, are the quotes in both a form and email format?
Well, the quote actually prints out in a beautiful colored format. You sit down with the folder and present it. But you can email that as well. As a matter of fact, if the customer leaves that day without buying, we're going to follow it up with an email, right? And keep putting that great deal out there, showing them how they can get a nicer car or one just like they're driving but 4 years newer for less money. So email's a huge part of it, yes.
Excellent. Okay. Unless I get another question in, it's our last question. This one comes in from Andrew. He says, Tammie, who should handle the sales in the service drive? Do you think it should be one sole person, or should it be a team? Should it be the salespeople on the floor, or should it be internet sales?
I think that you need 3 people, and here's why. And the stores that we put, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, in the stores that we've put it in, that they put the one person, the only guy I've ever met that did the 65 did it by himself and worked from 7:30 to 5 every day. He was there when the service drive was cranking, and that's what where he lived. The neatest thing for Bossier, the one just wasn't doing it because, you know, you can't have one person there from 8 to 8 every day, right? So I think you need shifts. And I think 3 shifts a day with 3 strong salespeople. And I personally think that it needs to be based off of their closing percentages and CSI. Because you want these customers in front of someone that can close a car deal and present it. I don't want anyone doing that, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So why 3? Do you think you could not get it done with 2?
Possibly, but what if one of them had a day off one day? We work 6 days a week, so with 3, it gives everyone the 1 day off a week. You can do 2 shifts a day and then rotate the day. I think it just covers it. I watch it with the stores that just have the one person and it doesn't get utilized correctly. That's just my personal opinion, though. You may have a Tammie LeBlue or somebody at a store, a Dave Sharp or somebody, that will sit down and use it and sell 40. With one person, but how rare is that, right?
Right.
Me and Car Research sold 400.5 cars, but not everybody can take Car Research and do that. So it's the person. I mean, if they're going to utilize the product, you can sell 30 to 40 a month just out of the service drive.
Got you. By the way, Sharpie wrote in, he says you're making him blush. You used his name, so there you go. Okay, we have one more question that got snuck in at the last minute. Brad wrote in, does the cost depend on the size of the dealership, and is there a discount for multiple stores signing up?
Absolutely. You get a discount for multiple stores signing up. You get a discount. One of the coolest things about AutoLoop, guys, is we do not require a contract. We believe in our product so much You guys sign up for it, use it for 30 days. If you don't like it, turn it off. So we will sign a contract, though. It's going to give you a better rate, but it's not mandatory, which I think is amazing, because you don't get locked into a 54-month, contract or 36 months, and if you just think it's not working for you, turn it off, but you won't. So, but yes, there are variable prices for multiple stores, time frame, how long you're going to stay on. So.
Got you. And thank you. Great question, Brad, by the way. And Bill wrote in, I'd love to be taught how to use car research to sell 40 extra cars a month. So, Bill, don't forget, you got to get in touch with Tammie. You promised me you would. All right, Tammie, thank you so much. Great presentation. And
thank you so much.
Coming up to the top of the hour, I got to go catch a plane. Any questions that weren't answered during the time allotted will be answered by email later today. I want to remind the audience that a link to download a copy of this webinar recording will also be emailed to you later today for your reference. Please feel free to share it with your friends and colleagues. And today's webinar is also going to be posted online within 24 hours. All you have to do is go to dealeron.com/webinars to view our upcoming webinar schedule or access any of our past webinars too. Hey, and this webinar is going to conclude in just another minute. And when it does, you're going to receive a short survey. And when I mean short, I mean literally like 5 questions. It's short. So please fill it out. We want to know what you thought of today's presentation and what you thought of Tammie, obviously. I think it's wonderful, but we want to know what you think, right? So yeah. We're going to send it out to you as soon as this webinar closes. We'd love for you to fill it out. Today we're going to randomly select a couple of people from all the completed surveys to also win some Google prizes. And I want to let you know, Dealeron's going to be exhibiting and presenting at the upcoming NADA in San Francisco tomorrow. So if you're going to be there, please stop by the booth. It's 5552W and say hi. We have the best booth. We have drinks. We have dancing. It's awesome. And couches so you can sit. And while you're getting your NADA on, please check out these speaking sessions from these amazing Dealeron executives. Oh, I'm thrilled to announce that it was just announced Dealeron has been named again as a top-rated website provider in the 6th Annual Driving Sales Dealer Satisfaction Awards. Wow, this is wonderful.
That's exciting.
That is really exciting. On behalf of the entire staff at Dealeron, thank you so much for all your votes. I really appreciate it. We work very hard to provide high levels of excellence and customer satisfaction, and we always strive to earn your continued trust and goodwill, and we really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. I love winning awards.
I know. Congratulations. That's great.
That's wonderful. Also, I want to let you know our friends at Automotive, they're also going to be at NADA. So if you're going to be there, you got to stop by their booth too. They're going to be right around the corner from us at 5758W. That's 5758 West. It's going to be a great time. We hope to see you there. And invitations will be going out tomorrow for our next webinar. This is a topic you haven't heard of before, I don't think. So I'm very interested about this topic, and I'm looking forward to see who's going to show up. Because, this is an education webinar, so this is ironic that we are going to have a topic called How to Increase Your Dealership Intelligence for More Success in 2015. Dealerships have access to an incredible amount of data, and yet very few dealerships apply it properly. Dealers with true dealership intelligence, however, not only understand the data, but also make it actionable to successfully and profitably guide every facet of their marketing efforts. They combine knowledge of the market and industry with localized trends and hyper-targeted buyer behaviors to get the edge they need to stay ahead of the competition. Would you like to increase your dealership intelligence? In this extremely important webinar, String Automotive's dealership intelligence experts, Ken and Matthew Kaloja, will show you how to leverage all the data available to you to sell the right vehicle to the right buyer with the right message every time. Invite your e-commerce director, your agency, and your vendors, and together you'll learn how to combine registration and demographic data with... Well, my dog wanted to say hi. With your own sales and inventory data to dramatically improve the ROI of the marketing and advertising spends. Are you ready to learn how to increase your dealership intelligence for more success in 2015? This is one Dealeron webinar you can't afford to miss. Don't forget, Dealeron's weekly webinars are held Thursdays, 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, 9 a.m. Pacific. And if you have any questions or suggestions regarding our webinars and our topics, contact me directly. Again, my name is Eliana Raggio. I love to hear from you. Please track me down online. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and all the automotive social networks, or you can email me directly at eliana@dealeron.com. Thank you all so very much for spending this time with us today, and I hope to see you all in another webinar in DealerOn's continuing education series. Take care. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.